Oh, good. It says I'm live, so I guess I'm live. So, why I want to take this class, The Art of Negotiation by Chris Voss in the Masterclass series. So, I've done a lot of growth in the last 2 years. My mom died February 3rd, 2018. And I had a wonderful life coach for a little over a year. And I'm coming to realize that I need to learn new things from new people. So I'm going to tell a few stories by reading my journal entry. I'm not going to read my whole entire journal entry, but I was doing a lot of reflection yesterday. And the reflection I had was all around communication skills. And it's very interesting that I came upon this reflection yesterday, and I just find it interesting that things are happening the way they are now. So let me just say that this lady in this church I go to, she looks like my mother. The only difference is this lady is a little bit older. My mom died at 65, and this woman has a lot more gray hair. So she reminds me of my mother. So this is what I wrote this morning. And again, I'm not going to read my entire journal entry. Wow, I just read the last entry, and all I could say is, wow, the medications. You've dropped the story of all the antidepressants of why you don't want to take them. You no longer play the story in your head over again about them. And you don't play the story in your head about why you're not going go-kart racing with your former coach. But you used to for 4 or 5 months, or more than that, you wondered why you're just not doing those things with her. You've grown so much in the last 4 or 5 months. I'm really amazed. But I need to ask you several questions that are all around communication. Why do you want to text Diane? That's my former coach's name. Why do you expect an answer from her or an answer from a voicemail within the next 24 hours? You send a text to others and you let it be. You don't really have an expectations of others to get back to you in 24 hours or 48 hours. Why do you expect Diane to do that? And what's this issue about sending long texts? Why do you do it? You send these long texts to Melody and Crystal, but why? What do you need a journal about? What do you, don't do to them what you did to Diane. You don't need to overburden them with these long, extravagant texts. People don't know how to respond to a very long text. It's overload. Please put yourself in Diane's spot. Now you need to talk about motivation. Why do you text her? Is it to ask her to make an appointment to see her? Why do you want to see her? Is it to get something out of her, like to get a hug from her, or is it to give one and to not care if she hugs you back? Now let's talk about Mama Carol at church, because you didn't expect to see her. She's so very beautiful and I love her, and she's so cute, and she has the same name as your mother. And I jumped up and down for joy in front of her when I saw her. But before I saw her, I was already happy. I didn't expect to see her. And when I went over to see her, her face lit up like mad happy. She just got tickled pink. It was written all over her face. And I hugged her and I kissed her. But I highly doubt that she expected me to jump for joy when I saw her. And like I said, I went on the other side of the church to see someone else, and I got a bonus. I saw her. It was a wonderful surprise to see her. I love surprises now. I remember 3 years ago, I used to say I hate surprises, but now I love surprises. I think they're the wonderful gift to me. Now back to Diane. I know you, Sandra. I know you so well. You send a text or a voicemail. She does not answer you in the time you think is appropriate. You wonder why. You get upset that she does not answer you in the time frame that you think is appropriate. Why expect her to answer you at all? she's busy or she's sleeping or she's working. And I can see the ego in your head saying, really? She's working all the time? Really? I call her at 5 p.m. I call her at 7 p.m. I call her at 11 a.m. I call her at 9 a.m. I call her at 6 p.m. I call her Monday, on Friday, on Saturday, on Sunday. You can't tell me she's busy working all the time, all day long, and at night every single minute. Please. Shut up, ego. The mind and the head is stupid. Diane calls it the bitch and the brat. And you need to shut it up. You just sent her a loving voicemail on the 9th of February. You didn't expect anything back from her at all, but she gave you a lovely, nice voicemail back. And you were a little afraid to listen to it, but you listened to it and it was nice and you didn't expect it. And you know, if you expect something back from her, you're going to get hurt badly. You need to expect things from yourself. If you're not living up to your own standards of how you want to be and how you want to live, then don't expect anybody else to do the same. Don't expect people to say things to you if you're not saying the same things to them. Now, I know you don't expect your friends Crystal and Melody to call you weekly. I know you don't expect that. So you can reach out to them, but you really don't expect them to call you back, not in a day or two. Now let's go back to Diane. If you ever see her again, sure, give her a hug, but don't expect anything back from her. You don't know, she may be ill the next time you see her, or she may be very well and very busy, and she may not really want a hug from you. You are not God, and you're not a fortune teller, and you can't control anybody's health status. We're not promised the next day. What you need to do, Sandra, is you need to be okay with the now. You need to be okay with the now. So if you're in front of somebody, you need to be so entirely present with them that you're listening to them intently. Like that is the only thing that matters, and forget the chatter in your head. You don't need to worry about how you're going to pay for rent in April. It will all work out in the end, I promise you. Your rent for March will be paid. You got the funds. Don't worry if you're thinking about moving to Austin, Texas in a year or two. You got today. You need to be okay with the present moment. You need to be okay with learning how to be present with the people where you're at and not thinking about anything else. The present moment is the only thing that exists. We are only promised today. And that is where I ended my journal entry. So I'm becoming aware that I'm at a stage in my life where I need new teachers. I need new mentors. I am becoming aware that my communication skills are poor, especially on job interviews. And I need to learn the art of negotiation, because a job interview is probably one of the most important negotiations that we can make in our life if we want a job, but not just a job, but a career that is going to take us to where we want to go. And we want to be paid what we think we're worth, but you need to learn how to communicate that out and be precise. And these long texts that I'm sending, no, they need to stop. I need to be precise, to the point, and nip it in the bud. And I know that people love to hear their name over and over again. I've read half of Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. So it is a time for me just to realize there are other people out there that can teach me things, and I can learn and grow and be all I can be, basically, and just, grow into this person that knows how to go negotiate, but knows how to listen well and be with the present moment, if that makes sense. That's what I'm really working on, is being in the present moment and not worrying about the next month or the next week. And I think this class will be really good for me. Thank you for the opportunity, for this chance to get this, to win this.